Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back with our inner guidance communication coach and so much more. Monica Levin joining us here live on Zoom and, of course, on the podcast. Welcome back today. How are you?
I'm fantastic and excited to be here to help our listeners receive messages from their divine minds, also called angels, guides, Holy Spirit, whatever word has meaning to you, because that's what I help people do. I help people connect to the part of them that has access to all knowledge. And one way we can do this is by using the Oracle card guidebooks that I created, which are available through Amazon.com. And we're going to use them today for anybody that wants to call in.
Perfect. Well, let's also open up the phone lines in just a moment. 631-317-1291, 631-317-1291. Let's get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and then we'll get started for sure. And I know it's going to be a great day of conversation as always. So tell me about yourself. How did you get into this field, and what exactly does it mean to be an intuitive, to recall, to call upon guides, and how can we learn to do this ourselves?
Yes, thank you for asking. It is something that everybody has the ability to do. And I know that everyone who's listening, whether you are live or listening to the recording, has had experiences in their lives at some point where something magical happens, or you get a warning and you avoid an accident. But we receive messages from our divine helpers all the time. It's just sometimes we get so busy in life that we don't pause to listen. And when you learn how to pause and listen, which is what I teach, you can receive messages that you can feel better physically, because your inner guidance will tell you which foods to eat and not eat, which supplements to take or not take. It'll also guide you as in your relationships. It will guide you in your work. Work is a fantastic place. If you have a list of 20 things to do, how do you know which one to do first? It can get overwhelming. We all have too many things on our plates. So how do you know which thing to do and when? Your divine mind, your spirit guides will tell you what to do at what time, and your day will flow smoothly and productively.
Wow. So I need to know, why did I pick out green today? I sat there in my closet. I'm like, what? And it just came to me. I'm wearing green today. Color I don't wear it too often, but it's like you hear your inner voice telling you, and then you notice me. Oh, it's a springy day. You look so springful. And there's something about green that makes me happy and cheery. It's very spring-like, but I chose that for a reason, I guess, right?
Yes. And when I went to my closet, I heard, you better wear red. So
Wow.
green is the color of the heart chakra. So we have 7 energy centers, major energy centers called chakras in the body. And they are the colors of the rainbow. And the one that corresponds to green is the one at the heart. And so you can stay more open-hearted and feel more loving if you're wearing green, which is probably why we love spring and summer, because of all that green grass, green leaves. We feel more open-hearted. We feel more enthusiastic about life. And red is about the root chakra, or staying grounded or present in the current moment. And here I am being interviewed, and I don't want to be too spacey up in my head. And so wearing red roots me to the ground and roots me to my purpose more fully.
Got it. And to feel grounded, how are some ways we could, do this ourselves? But some people need to learn about it. You have these guides that are available on your website and through Amazon, right? Could you show us what those are and how they work?
Yeah, show us. In what way do you mean show us? Like point to it, the website, monicalevin.com, or what do you mean?
Because you usually pull them up. I don't know if they're in front of you today, your guidebooks.
Oh, the guidebooks. Okay, good. Show us your guidebooks.
I was like, show us.
Show us.
But again, we have audio listeners as well. So visually, we're seeing 4 of her different books. You can explain. Go ahead.
Yes. You might have used tarot cards or angel cards or medicine cards before. There's so many that are available now that you can purchase at stores or on the internet. And my guidance had me create 4 books that can be used with a regular poker card deck. There's one that's purple and it's called balance. It's about different advice on how to stay balanced in life. There's one for affirmations so that we can change our mindset and attract whatever we desire into our lives.
Yep.
There's one that's orange, and the orange or yellowy orange one is all about body language. So we can discover more about ourselves by observing our own body language and discover what other people are feeling by observing their body language.
Yeah.
And then the green one is about health.
Okay.
Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And as you meditate, I have a meditation on my website, monicalevin.com, that's free. Just go to the online courses page and you can listen to the meditation. And it teaches you how to confirm with your inner guidance when you get an intuitive feeling. Like you're standing in front of your closet in the morning, you're thinking, what should I wear? And you hear, wear a green top, right? Because that's what happened to you today. And if you're not sure if it's guidance, you can pause and ask, are you telling me to wear my green top? And then your guides will say yes, or no, you're just imagining it.
Yep. Well,
yeah. And so once you learn how to connect, you can check the intuitive feelings you're receiving. And we often know we're receiving intuitive feelings when we feel a pressure in the top of our chests, because we have an intuitive center up here above this, well, let's see, just below the suprasternal notch, which is where your neck comes into your clavicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have an intuitive center here. And when our divine mind wants to give us a message and we're busy and ignoring our inner guidance, it can feel like a pressure. And when it feels like a pressure there, it can almost be interpreted as anxiety. Kind of feel like, like it makes you catch your breath.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of letting your human mind assume that you're anxious, just pause and say, oh, this must be a message coming in from my divine mind. You pause and receive your messages.
Mm-hmm.
Because here we are, I always say we're of two minds. We have our human mind and our divine mind. The human mind is the part of me that is full of my experiences and full of my programming from society, from family, genetics. And then the divine mind of me is connected to infinite becoming, or God, or angels, or source energy, or spirit, all that is, whatever word has meaning to you.
Yeah.
And so the human mind is like the driver of the car.
Okay.
So my human mind takes action. And my divine mind is like my GPS or my PGS, personal guidance system. And my human mind can listen or not, right? I mean, when my divine mind says to do something, I say, I'm going to ignore it. And then I might hit a few potholes in life.
Mm-hmm.
But if I listen to my divine mind, that personal guidance system, then as I drive through my life, it's a smoother journey and hopefully happier.
Yes. Wow. And we all want a happier life. We want to shine. We want to be better. Why not? Well, should I not say want? I should say need. Wait, what's the psychological? What am I supposed to do?
Well,
I don't want to get the wrong. Yeah.
Right. The subconscious mind, first of all, does not hear no. So if I want to say, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be fat, my unconscious mind hears, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. And so you're not going to attract not being fat.
Aww, yeah.
And when you need something, you're creating more of a need. I remember I used to pray for patience, and I stopped that because the universe kept giving me situations in which I had to be patient. And I thought, oh, forget that. I don't want to ask for patience. I want to ask for ease. You know, I want situations that are easy. I ask for joy so that I can experience joy. I don't want to experience having to be patient. I don't ask for strength because I don't want to experience situations in which I have to be strong. I just want to relax in life. Now I want things to flow. And the need and the want is you're coming from a place of lack instead of abundance.
True.
So if you have the statement, I really need more happiness in my life, instead of using that statement, you would use one like, I feel happier every single moment. Or when I pause for a moment, I allow myself to feel happy.
Wow.
Or just a statement, I allow myself to feel happy. Or I choose to be happy, and so I am.
Wow. All right. If anyone has any questions, Monica Levin, 631-317-1291. The lines are open. 631-317-1291. What else on your journey today do you have for us? Looks like you have something on the tip of your tongue.
I have a question for you.
Okay, good.
Well, this is our third time together.
Yeah.
And I noticed last time you were taking notes. So what questions do you have?
Well, I feel that, okay, I have questions. If it's personal questions. Is that okay?
If you're okay with sharing them.
I am.
For others to hear.
But yes. How do you know? Okay. For example, I have trouble with relationships. Never been married. I have 2 kids, 5 and 7, but I chose that. And I had a bad childhood, I'd say, with my mom and dad who always argued and fought. So I now have come to the realization that I don't trust men because the way my father treated my mom, but I feel like I'm over it. But then again, maybe I'm not deep down and there's something bothering me because I'm very guarded. When I date someone, I'm a little more closed, a little more, I'm not as affectionate.
Suspicious.
Yes. And that's a horrible way to be, but I am. But I feel like I'm over that. And I've made the connection that mom and dad had a bad relationship. That should not affect me. But deep down, is it? How can I fix that? Are we able to, myself or anyone listening, with your work, get rid of those childhood traumas in a sense that can affect that? Or is it deeper than that? Because then I heard about the I can't think of the word, the past, it's
past lives
and in your ancestors. It's
yes, genetics, epigenetics.
And it's being passed down, or that's, because maybe there was trauma in my mom's life, her mom's life, like, is that, how do you know, and can you fix that? I feel like I'm okay, but then again, I'm not, because I'm still running into the same pattern, the same problem every time. So
I hear you. Well, one of the things I help my clients do is release trapped emotions. Because when we experience difficult things in our lives, it's normal to feel fearful. It's normal to feel anger. It's normal to feel sadness and terror and all kinds of emotions. And it's okay if we feel them and they pass through us. Sometimes they get trapped in your body, in your psyche, in your unconscious mind. And sometimes they're trapped literally in our cells, coming from our genetics. And because they're trapped, even when we use affirmations, for example, I'm open to a new relationship, for example, or I trust my inner guidance when it comes to men, whatever your affirmation is. But if you have trapped emotions, it will affect your point of attraction or how you're acting in a particular situation. And in a session, what we do is I help you connect to your divine mind. And then the question is always, what is Monica here to help me with today? And in your case, it might be to release trapped emotions that are creating this unease when I'm around men. And so we go through this process that I developed, in which we ask for Infinite Becoming's help to help locate, release, and remove trapped emotions. Then a bit at a time, it's like one layer at a time. We keep releasing them, and then your outer world starts to change, because your outer world is a reflection of what's going on the inside.
True.
A second thing, other than releasing trapped emotions, is the affirmations that we use. Because even if we use an affirmation, like I'm going to repeat to myself over and over again every day, I am loving, I am lovable,
I am worthy,
loving, I am worthy, blah, blah, blah. But, part of us is going, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
So you really believe it.
Yeah. Yes. And so there's this process that's in my book, The Body Soul Bridge. It's also in my online courses and in my private sessions, in which we, in a similar manner to releasing trapped emotions, we remove the blocks and impediments inside our bodies, energy fields, and unconscious minds in this lifetime and all lifetimes in all directions of time and space. that stop that statement from being true for us. Because if we have that block going, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
I'm worthy. Yeah, all right. If, nah, but we need to release that so that that energy does not impede us.
Yep.
So those are two processes that I use in sessions, as well as on the online courses when people want to investigate by themselves. But if anybody wants to work with me, they can just go to my website and schedule a free 15-minute discovery call.
Can't hurt, right?
We can do it via phone or Zoom.
That's
doesn't matter where you are in the world, just choose a time and then we'll talk and see if I'm the right practitioner for you. And then we go from there.
And can you tell us more about your book?
The book, The Body Soul Bridge.
Yep.
Yes, it's on Amazon, and I have what are they called? Journals that accompany it if you want to buy them. But this book also has videos that are accessible through the website, the bodysoulbridge.com. And it teaches the skills that I have been using with my clients for more than 20 years. Teaches you how to connect to your divine mind, receive messages, and then how to be specific about foods.
Yeah.
I'm also a holistic nutritionist.
Well, that's it. What about people who have trouble with digestion like myself or high cholesterol? You're telling me we could just, look, doctors are there for a reason. I get it. And there's the Eastern and the Western side of medicine, and they both have their parts. And if they can work together, I just don't like going to the doctor saying I have high cholesterol. Here, take a pill. But okay, so that's just appeasing the problem, but it's not fixing the root cause. But by connecting with our inner guides through you could help us do that naturally, holistically, right?
Yes. And your divine mind will tell you what you need to do. So if you have high cholesterol, we will ask the questions. What do you tell me to do to balance my cholesterol levels in my body? The first thing might be meditate every day for 15 minutes. The second thing might be avoid these particular foods. The third thing might be take this particular supplement. The fourth thing might be call your doctor. Your guidance will tell you which practitioner to go to and when. And no matter what anybody says to you, whether it's me, your doctor, your lawyer, your accountant, always check with your guidance. Confirm with your guidance. You ask your guidance, is that accurate for me? If someone says, because we can read like 30 different books, right? 30 different books on health, 30 different books, 100 different books on business development, and they all say something different. How do you know what's true for you?
True.
To be able to tune in and receive your messages so that you can pinpoint exactly what you're guided to do so that you can be the best you can be on all levels.
Wow. And we want to be the best we can be. And even things like, even just using your time more effectively. I'm looking at examples on the website. Some people want to feel more self-worthy. They have trouble with that. Managing time, improving relationships, as we've talked about that one. And a lot of us, would love less anxiety, less stress, which has been a big factor in a lot of people's lives the past few years with the pandemic, and have you noticed a shift, in a sense where we had this pandemic for 2 years, people were very anxious and change of job, loss of job and the stress. And has that gotten any better in a sense, or do you see it?
I don't think it's gotten better yet.
Okay.
I think we're still in the stage of feeling lost. How to even when our lives look like they're going fine, like I'll look at somebody and from the outside it looks like it's going fine. They have their job, everything appears to be good, they have their family, but everybody on the inside is experiencing this feeling of, now what? What is next? What's next for me? What's next for the world? How do I move forward? Whether it's in your personal life or in your business life, if you have a business, for example, the ways of navigating the world are different now than they were 2 years ago. And the only thing you can fully trust is your inner guidance, because that has access to all knowledge, everything that you need to know for you. And it helps us to connect more fully to other people because our inner guidance, when we're, excuse me, I just been guided to talk a little bit about being able to read other people, because I also teach body language skills. And on my YouTube channel, if people go search for me, Monica Levin on YouTube, I have lots of short videos about body language. And it helps us feel more secure as we're reading other people's expressions. And then we feel calmer. And even to notice how, as we change our own body language, we will feel differently. Because the part of the brain that interprets body language is primitive. It's like being in a cave, and I'm a cave person, and I'm worried someone's going to come in and hit me on the head and steal my fire and my food. And when I feel vulnerable, my arms will cross in front of my abdomen because we have a vulnerable area. Our organs are not protected. And when we feel vulnerable, we'll close our bodies down, sometimes even going into the fetal position. And so if, for example, I have to do a presentation, I don't sit all curled up reading a book, because then my body is curled up and it's telling my primitive brain, oh, you don't feel confident. You're fearful. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And
I mean,
instead, to prepare for a presentation or a talk like today, I stand tall in like the superhero position with my feet shoulder width apart, my hands on my hips, my shoulders
can't worry
down,
about
and
my
my
posture
chest
now. I'm
up.
sitting low. Okay.
Well, you're relaxed. But when we notice our own posture, let's say you and I are talking and you say something and I feel like crossing my arms in front of me. If I observe that in myself, I say to myself, Monica, are you feeling vulnerable with what Jill just said? Are you closing off your mind? Are you closing off your body? So there are things we can do body-wise to help ourselves feel calmer and feel more, well, just less stressed.
Okay.
And then we meditate, we connect to our divine minds and receive our messages. And then we start to feel more and more confident in our own ability to navigate life.
We have a call coming in. Hi, welcome to the show. You're live on the line with Monica Levin. Who's this?
Hi, good morning. My name is Angela.
Hi, Angela. Please ask Monica any questions that you may have.
Hi. My question is, I don't know if it's a silly question, but I was wondering, is this like, do you have to learn to use your intuition, or is it like something like a gift like that you have, or is it like something you can learn, or like, I don't know, how does it work?
That's a great question. I believe everybody has access to their intuition. It's just that we don't always trust it. And so what I do is I teach a process. I lead you through a process of meditating to clean your energy fields and receive a yes and a no answer, so that when you receive an intuitive message, you can ask your angels, your guides, your divine mind a question. So just like Jill said, she's in front of her closet this morning and she's thinking, she hears in her head, green, green. She can say, are you telling me to wear green? And she'll get a yes. Unless it's like, no, go eat something green. Oh, okay, I'll eat something green for breakfast. That seems a little weird, but I will do it. And yes, we can learn, Angela, we can learn how to tune into our intuition more. And that's what I teach. I do it in private sessions, but you can go to my website, monicalevin.com, where I have the free inner guidance communication meditation, where it's a video of me leading you through the meditation to help you connect. And then when you receive your messages, if you need help with that, you can use my Oracle card, guidebooks, or schedule a session with me. So for example, we're going to use my Oracle card guidebooks right now with you, Angela. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just ask the question, what would be good for Angela to become aware of in this moment? So would you like me to open up the purple book, blue book, orange, or green?
Purple.
Purple. All right. And now we use regular poker card deck. And so there are hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs. Which one?
Heart.
Heart. And which card? ace, 2, 3, 4, etc. until the king.
7.
7. And the 7 of hearts says, have you been feeling triggered or angry about something? Move the energy out of your body before you take any action. So let's do this together. Everybody, you close your eyes and imagine some situation you might be angry about. Now you locate the anger in your body. So try and find it in your body. Can you feel where it is? And try and identify as much as you can. For example, what color is it?
Red.
Red. And how big is it?
It's pretty big.
Okay. Does it have a texture?
No, it's like a mist, I feel. Like
A mist.
aura.
Okay. Does it have a temperature?
It's hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
So hot.
So you try and identify it and find it, and that by trying to describe it, you're focused on it. So now what you do is you take that red mist that's hot and move it up your body and out through the top of your head. So just breathe and let that red mist come up and out through the top of your head. And notice that the anger cools as it emerges from the top of your head, and it flows and it falls down beside you to form a protective shield around you. And this helps you feel safe. So this is what you do before you actually act on feelings of anger. That way, you move it out of your body and it forms a shield around you. And on this page, it also has possible meanings. Yours is the third one, which is pay attention to people's nonverbal signals because their true emotions will leak out. So I suggest you get my Discovery guidebook because they're all the little, they're the body language things you need to pay attention to. Other possible meanings for people listening are stuck emotions can be the root cause of disease, and it's important to move them out of your body. And then a third meaning is protect yourself from other people's emotions. Surround yourself with an energetic shield, for example, of one-way mirrors, so that you can see out and other people's energies bounce back to them. For you, Angela, it's you're to really pay attention to people's nonverbal signals because they're doing things that make you feel angry. And it might not be what they're saying, but you're picking up on an unconscious level. Your subconscious mind is picking up on their true emotions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I like that because I've always heard I had the gift of like discernment, but I never I don't feel I pay attention to it or I know how to, like click into it. So that's why I was asking, like, really, is it something you have to learn or?
Yes, you can absolutely learn it. And as children,
I'm like, I can't have this gift because the men I be picking is horrible.
That seems to be a theme for today.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you can see people's true intentions through their body language, and you can use your intuition with your guidance, right? And the more you work on your feelings of self-worth by releasing trapped emotions and focusing your mindset on worthiness and strength and love, then you will attract more of that in your life. You will start to attract different kinds of potential partners as you change what's going on inside of you. And that's probably also why this need to move anger out of your body is really important. And that's the card that you pulled today from the Oracle card guidebook, Balance. Talks about locate the anger in your body, identify as many characteristics as you can to define it, and then move it out of your body so that you can release it. It won't be trapped, and then it won't affect how you attract the next partner, for example.
Oh, okay.
That helps me too. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're
Angela.
welcome.
And
Thank you.
Monica, for herself and everyone else listening, how can we reach out to you personally with more questions and, of course, pick up a copy of the book or to schedule that 15-minute free consult?
Fantastic. Go to monicalevin.com, MONICALEV like Victor, IN like Nancy. monicalevin.com. Go to the contact page and schedule a free discovery call.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Pleasure speaking with you. And thank you to everyone as well. Stay tuned. More of the show is on the way.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.